My name is Heri Kusrianto, the co-founder and president of Interfaith Study and Community Development Association. In this video lecture series, I want to talk about the subject of the Antichrist. So, like I said, we want to talk about what is Antichrist and who are the Antichrist. So, I'm going to giving you the Antichrist from Islamic perspective. Now, open out the Bible. The church have different view concerning the Antichrist. So from the Christian perspective, the Antichrist defined as anybody who reject Jesus' divinity, they call it Antichrist. So that's from the church standpoint. Anybody who reject Jesus' divinity, anybody who don't believe Jesus as being God and part of the Trinity, those are Antichrist. So that's what they say. That's what the church say. So again, that's Christian perspective. Now, being Muslim, I'm gonna explain you who are the real Antichrist. Okay, looking at from Muslim perspective. Now, in Islam, we have the Antichrist being well defined, characterized, even mentioned in the Quran and in the prophetic tradition, or we call it hadith. Antichrist will be a person, human being. He will be a young man. He will be a Jewish young man, and he will be a leader and the king of the Jews. And he will be coming soon, as it is prophesied in the Bible or in the Quran. So let's put it this way. So like I just said earlier, the Antichrist will be a young man, a Jewish young man. He will be a Jewish leader and the king of the Jews. And he will be, and he was even well identified in the prophetic tradition. He will be a one eye. He will be one eye, and he will be blind in the right eye. So that's one of the identity and the characteristic of Antichrist. And when he come, he will have a mark in his forehead. He will have a mark in his forehead, and the writing in Arabic as a kafir, which is translated as disbeliever. The book of Zechariah, chapter 11, verse 17, as we read, "Woe to the worthless shepherd who left the flock. A sword shall be against his arm, and against his right eye. Again his right eye, his arm shall completely wither, and his right eye shall be totally blind." So my point is that I encourage you to study, to investigate, and to do some research. And I want you to be able to recognize the Antichrist when he comes. And like I say, he is coming. Sooner or longer, he is coming as it is prophesied, whether in the Bible or in the Quran. See, the idea of Antichrist goes back 2,000 years ago. The story began when the Jewish people, they reject Jesus 2,000 years ago. See, Jesus was sent to the Jewish people ago, and the Jewish people failed to recognize Jesus. So for some reason, the Jewish people, they plot to kill and to crucify Jesus, and they accuse him as a false Christ, as a false Messiah for some reason. So I don't want to go in detail. So we have a lot of lists, some of the reason why the Jewish people reject Jesus 2,000 years ago. Yeah. So things kind of, messed up, get twisted, and they misperceive Jesus. So the real Jesus who came 2,000 years ago, they misperceive him. The real Jesus who came 2,000 years ago, they accuse him as a false Messiah, as a false Christ, and that's the reason why the Jewish people, they still waiting for another Christ, another Messiah. So the idea is that here's the thing. So in the end of time, the Antichrist, like I said, the Antichrist is a young man, a Jewish young man with curly hair in one eye. And when he come, this Antichrist, or in Islam we call it Dajjal. So this individual, Ad-Dajjal or Antichrist, when he come, he will claim to be a Christ. he will claim to be a prophet, and he will claim to be God himself, and he will require people to worship him. So that's the thing. So this is very serious subject. Like I said, I want you to study, to investigate, to do some research, and who is the Antichrist, what is the Antichrist, who are the real Antichrist. So because you know there are so much confusion floating around. Now, like I said, so the Antichrist is coming. So I want you to be able to recognize him when he's coming. So the Antichrist, as it is well defined in the Islamic tradition, he will be a young man, a young Jewish man with the curly hair, with one eye. Now, so put it another way. So again, Jesus, of course, is coming. So Jesus is coming back in his second coming. Of course, we Muslim and we believe both together on the same page when it's come to this issue. So again, Jesus is coming back in his second coming. Now the question will be, what will Jesus do in his second coming? Now that's a big question. Now think about it. So okay, I'm going to give you some of the thing from Islamic standpoint, from Islamic perspective. Yes, Jesus is coming back. Jesus is coming back in his second coming. Now there are many things that Jesus will do. There are many things that Jesus will accomplish in his second coming. Now listen carefully. When Jesus comes, he will do certain thing. He will do a big mission and accomplish a big task, a big mission. Number one, the first thing when Jesus comes, he will kill and defeat the Antichrist, the one-eyed, the king of the Jews. Second thing, when Jesus comes in his second coming, he will destroy the cross. He will destroy the church, because the cross misrepresent the teaching, the message, and the identity of Jesus. Jesus said in the book of Matthew chapter 15 verse 8, as we read, "Those people draw near to me with their mouth and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me, and in vain they worship me, teaching as doctrine the commandment of man." Now think about it. When you think deeply and analyze consciously, this the word of Jesus, the saying of Jesus, now you will be able to recognize. Now let's read again. "Those people draw near to me with their mouth and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. In vain they worship me." Now think about it. Who are those people who worshiping Jesus? Who are those people who worshiping Jesus? Do Muslim worshiping Jesus? No. Muslim worshiping God called Allah. Do Buddhist people worshiping Jesus? No. Do Hindus people worshiping Jesus? No. So the only people who worshiping Jesus are Christian or people of the church. So this is crystal clear that Jesus are talking about people of the church. The only people who worshiping Jesus are Christian, and they are worshiping him in vain, meaning so this verse signifying that Jesus is not God, Jesus wasn't God, and he didn't want to be worshipped. And this is the reason why Jesus said, "In vain they worship me," meaning Jesus is not God, he wasn't God, and he didn't want to be worshipped. Again, let me tell you this: Jesus never taught Christianity, and Christianity has nothing to do with Jesus. So again, I invite you to watch my other video on different subject. Jesus was not crucified, and Jesus didn't die, and he wasn't crucified. But instead, he was rescued, he was saved, and he was survived. He was rescued by God Almighty. So again, let's get back to another point. So Jesus, when Jesus come in his second coming, he will kill and defeat the Antichrist. Secondly, when Jesus come, he will destroy the cross, the symbol that misrepresent his teaching, his identity, and his message.
Many will say to me in that day, meaning in the day of the second coming of Jesus. So many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in your name, cast out demons in your name, and done many wonders in your name? Verse 23, and then I will declare to them, I never knew you, depart from me, you have practiced lawlessness. So again, let's repeat verse 23, and then I will declare them, I never knew you, depart from me, or get out from me, you have practiced lawlessness. So the only religion that without the law, the only religion without God's law are Christianity, because the whole notion of Christianity or the cross are based on the idea that Jesus pay for the sin of mankind, and there is no law, because God's law already is changed. God's law already substitute with the idea of and the notion of the cross. So the only people who practice lawlessness are those people of the church or Christian. So again, this passage prove that Jesus never taught Christianity.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 2, as we read, thus said the Lord, do not learn the way of the Gentile, do not be dismayed at the sign of heaven, for the Gentile are dismayed at them, for the custom of the people are fertile, or in vain. For one cut the tree from the forest, the work of the hand of the workman with the axe. They decorate it with the silver and gold. They fasten it with nail and hammer, so that it will not move or will not topple. They are upright like a palm tree, and they cannot speak. They must be carried, because they cannot go by themselves. Do not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, nor can they do any good.
Thirdly, when Jesus comes, he will kill the swine, the filthy animal that symbolize, impurity and unhygienic. The fourth, when Jesus comes in his second coming, he will be a leader, he will be a just ruler, he will be a wise leader, and he will be a Khalifa. That's what we call it in Islam. This one, he will be a ruler, he will be a wise leader, and he will be a Khalifa, a Caliph. The next one, when Jesus comes in his second coming, he will establish God's law. Again, I repeat, in his second coming, Jesus will establish God's law, which is what? The Islamic Sharia. So that's what it is. So when Jesus comes again, he will establish God's kingdom. He will establish God's law, which is the Islamic Sharia, Islamic God's law. And then Jesus will rule. Jesus will rule on earth. He will marry, and he will having a lot of children. He will marry, and he live according to the authentic tradition, prophetic tradition. Jesus will rule the earth for 40 years. He will get married just like normally, the people. He will get married and he'll having children, and also lastly, when he die, Muslim will bury him next to the grave of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So that's in the nutshell what I'm trying to explain like to share the Islamic standpoint, Islamic perspective concerning the doctrine of eschatology. You know, concerning the coming event as related to approaching the last day. So again, this is the subject of Antichrist. What is Antichrist? Who are the Antichrist? So I'm giving you, explaining to you from Islamic standpoint, from Islamic perspective. And again, let me put it this way. Like I say earlier, of course the church have their point of view. The church have their own perspective concerning who are the Antichrist. If you open up the book of the first John, the first epistle of John in the Bible,
the first epistle of John, chapter 4, verse 3, as we read, and every spirit that does not confess that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is not of God. And this is the spirit of Antichrist, which is you have heard was coming, and is now already in the world.
So in other words, anybody who don't believe Jesus being God, being part of the Trinity, those are the Antichrist. So again, that's what the church claim. That's what the church believe. But that's if you think about it, there's passage right there in the Bible. That's not even the word of Jesus. That's mentioned in the first epistle of John. That's the saying of John. That's not even the saying of Jesus. So you cannot use that reference, you know, to back it up, you know, as a reference. It will be an authentic reference to back it up your point and your claim. So what I'm saying is that you have to, anything that you want to believe, anything that you want to claim, you have to refer to what Jesus himself said. So again, so what I'm saying is that this definition of Antichrist is kind of shallow. This will be inconsistent if you want to analyze. Now, think about the word Antichrist. No, I'll let you to think about it. Think about what is the Antichrist. Think about the word anti or Antichrist. Now, if you look at in the dictionary, you will find out the word anti synonym with the word opposing. The word anti synonym or equal with the word contradict. The word anti synonym with the word opposing or different. So again, keep that in mind. So look it up, the English dictionary. See what you can see right there. So the word anti, if you if you want to look at from the definition, and Antichrist means the one who opposes Jesus Christ, and the Antichrist means the one who contradicts Jesus Christ. Antichrist means the one who different from what Jesus taught. So by the definition, Antichrist means the one who opposes, the one who contradicts Jesus Christ. Now, I can tell you plainly, boldly, that everything that the church claim, everything that the church believe, exactly and diametrically opposed with everything that Jesus taught. Now, again, I encourage you, I invite you to watch my other video from a specific subject and specific issue. Now, there is ideological warfare, war between Paul and Jesus. So the teaching of Jesus and the teaching of Paul are not on the same page. If you study, if you investigate, you will find out that the teaching of Jesus and the teaching of Paul are not on the same page. Not only different, but are diametrically opposed. So we have ideological warfare in the Bible, the war between Jesus versus Paul. Ideological warfare. We are in ideological warfare and spiritual battle. So the war is between Jesus versus Paul. So the way of God and the truth represented by Jesus Christ, and the way of darkness and the evil and destruction represented by Paul. So we have here the way of Jesus versus the way of Paul. And the reason why I put the color in green, because if you go to the street, they have the traffic light. So green means you can go, so you can go with Jesus. So I tell people you have to go with Jesus only and stop following Paul. So again, I also want to say something. Jesus was a Muslim and he taught Islam, and the Christianity that we see today was invented and created by Paul of Tarsus, backed by the Roman Empire. So I know this is probably surprising and shocking for most Christians, but I'm telling you the fact. So I like you to do some research, investigate, and find out for yourself. So, like I said, the Antichrist will be a human being. He will be a young man. It is well identified and prophesied in the Islamic tradition. So the Antichrist will be a young Jewish man. He will be a king of the Jews. He will be one eye. He will be blind in the right eye. And to give you more detail, let me show you here. As you can hear, the spirit of Antichrist. We call it in Islam Masih Ad-Dajjal or Al-Masih Ad-Dajjal. Ad-Dajjal in English means a liar or deceiver. So according to the saying of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the Dajjal or the liar will be about 30 people, 30 individual. Of course, the greatest one will be the one that's gonna come. The one eye. As you can see right here, it is staggering. It is surprising. See, everything is all over the place. You study, you will find out for yourself. See the idea of triangle and pyramid. This is a big issue. This is serious, and it is, like I say, this is a big subject and a hot topic. Of course, like I say, I want you to study and investigate the idea of triangle, the idea of pyramid or one eye is all over the place. And even if you see a dollar right there, it's right there in your pocket, in your wallet. Grab your dollar bill, you will see something right there. One eye with the pyramid, with the triangle. The question will be, why is it? What's going on here? What's the message behind it?
Antichrist is coming, the one-eyed king, the king of the Jews. He is a false Christ. He is a false Messiah. He will be a false prophet. He will be a deceiver. He will be a liar and impostor. One-eyed king, the king of the Jews.
Alright, as you can see, right over here, most of the artists, most of the movie star and Hollywood celebrity, they are working for the Illuminati. They are working for the global network. They are working for the global conspiracy. They are working for the spirit of Antichrist. Most of the celebrity and most of the artists, they are working for the one-eyed king, the king of the Jews, the Antichrist.
Chapter 11, verse 17, as we read, Woe to the worthless shepherd who left the flock. A sword shall be against his arm, and against his right eye, against his right eye. His arm shall completely wither, and his right eye shall be totally blind.
They selling their soul for the Illuminati. They're selling their soul for the New World Order. They're selling their soul for the secret society. They're working for the spirit of Antichrist. They're working for the coming of one-eyed king, the king of the Jews, the false Christ. Most of the artists and Hollywood celebrity, they are working and preparing for the coming of Antichrist. Antichrist, one-eyed king, and the mark of the beast. Yeah, man, that's right. The Antichrist, the spirit of Antichrist, one-eyed king, the triangle, the pyramid with one eye, The Antichrist is coming. He's coming soon. He is everywhere. Those Illuminati, a secret society, and New World Order, and part of this is also the church. Illuminati, New World Order, secret society, and part of this also the church organization, institution, and organized crime who preparing for the fulfillment of the coming of the Antichrist. They preparing for the coming of the one-eyed king, the Antichrist, the king of the Jews. Alright, wake up, people, wake up. The Antichrist is here. The Antichrist is coming. One-eyed king, the king of the Jews. The Antichrist, the false Christ, is coming soon. He is one-eyed young man, the king of the Jews, with one eye. The mark of the beast. Mark of the beast is coming soon. So be aware and wake up. Wake up, yo, wake up, One-eyed king is here. One-eyed king, the Antichrist, the spirit of Antichrist, the mark of the beast, one-eyed king, the king of the Jews, is coming, he's coming soon. One-eyed king, the king of the Jews. He claimed to be a prophet. He will claim to be the Christ. He is a false Christ. He will claim to be God himself, and he will perform a false miracle. He will perform many false miracles, sign and wonder. So wake up, the Spirit of Christ, Ad-Dajjal, one-eyed king, the king of the beast, mark of the beast, 666. He is coming soon. Wake up, people, the Antichrist is here. The Antichrist is coming. One-eyed king, the king of the Jewish, a young man, a young man with the curly hair. He will be one-eyed king, the king of the Jewish. He is coming. He is a liar. He is impostor. He is deceiver. He will claim to be a prophet. He will claim to be a Christ. He is a false Christ, and he will claim to be God himself. One-eyed king, wake up. of Jesus has been tempered, has been distorted, and has been changed. So again, you cannot trust the Bible anymore. You cannot rely and trust the Bible anymore. Like the one I will show you. So in the Bible, if you open up, there you go. 666 pyramid and triangle.
God Almighty might guide you to the truth, to the right path, and for the truth shall set you free, as Jesus said. So thank you very much for your attention, for watching this message. And with this, I like to say, God bless.
Come to you. The light and guidance have reached you. Islam is the truth and the only way. Islam is the religion of peace. Muhammad is the last and final prophet sent to the whole mankind. Whosoever open their heart and their mind and accept the guidance of Islam, they have truly received the greatest blessing. Whosoever accept Islam, they have truly achieved the greatest victory and success in life. And whoever reject it and ignore it, they will end up in failure and disgrace for eternity.